Good morning, everyone. It is Weather with Sim again. I hope you guys are all having a great day so far. And in today's video, we have a good winter storm that's going to be coming to the United States, which will bring a lot of snowfall to parts of northern Arkansas, southern Missouri, heading into southern Illinois, western Kentucky, possibly southern Indiana, because we do have that winter weather advisory in effect, and maybe even portions here of Cincinnati, Ohio, heading down into more portions of southern Ohio. So, this will definitely be something to watch very closely. We even have a brief winter weather advisory across places of Texas, or portions of Texas rather, but I'm not really sure why there is an isolated winter weather advisory in effect, but I think that's because there's still snow on the ground there. But anyway, let's go ahead and start taking a look here at the alerts. And as you see, we still have a tornado watch in effect for portions here of Alabama, heading into the Panhandle of Florida, heading back to parts of Mississippi, and even towards the New Orleans area. So we definitely still need to watch this area because we might see a few brief tornado warnings develop, but we even have some flash flood warnings already in effect for places like Alabama, heading into western Georgia. So got some pretty good rainfall in those areas. For sure, but we even have some winter storm warnings in effect for places like Long Island, heading into Connecticut, Massachusetts, back to the southern part of New York, and then even almost all of northern Pennsylvania, heading back to parts of the Appalachian Mountains. So, really interesting there. We even have a winter storm warning in effect for places like northern Arkansas, heading back to parts of southern Missouri, and maybe even one back here into places like northeast Oklahoma. So this will definitely be something to keep an eye on, like I said. And this snowstorm could definitely do things that are not expected. Like, let's go ahead and take a look at what the GFS model thinks, though. And the GFS model wants to show a period of very heavy snow across portions here of western Kentucky, heading back into parts of Tennessee. So that will definitely be something to watch there. And then as we continue to take this forward, we might see another period of snowfall move to parts of the Great Lakes region, which actually will be a possibility because we are only heading about 4 days out. So that is definitely on the table for seeing heavy snowfall across the Great Lakes region on February 16th. And then we might see another snowstorm move through parts of Indiana and Ohio. This one might be lighter, but this will still bring some heavy snowfall. Like, look, we see some purples developing, so that will definitely be something to watch there as we do head into February 16th too as well, or yeah, February 18th, 17th. But then as we continue to take this forward, we'll start to see another storm system move through, which will bring maybe an ice storm event to part here of the northern Ohio Valley, heading past New England and into the New York area, but we are heading pretty far out, so there is some uncertainty with this system. And then we might even see another snowstorm move through, which seems to maybe be a possibility, but we'll still need to be watching it. So pretty uncertain by this point on how things are looking to play out. But I mean, we definitely will need to be watching this first snowstorm that moves through. As you can see, it will kind of do a pattern like this. It will do something like this, where it pretty much starts right here and just continues kind of like this, and then back up to the northeast. So it will kind of do something like that. These areas and places like Indiana will likely stay dry. At least they won't get as much snowfall, but we still have that winter weather advisory in effect. However, let's go ahead and look at the total snowfall, guys. And for your total snowfall, I gotta scroll down so I can find it. Total snowfall. And for your total snowfall, guys, let's go ahead and head 150 hours out. And for your total snowfall, as you guys can see, it's showing a ton of snowfall for places like northern New Jersey, heading back to parts of Long Island. Look at that, guys. A whole strip of at least 1 to maybe as much as 18 inches of snow across portions here of Long Island. That is just crazy. Almost 2 feet of snow right there. Even all of Rhode Island could even get a beneficial amount of around a foot. Even back to parts of Boston, Massachusetts, heading into Cape Cod could get around a foot. GFS model just wants to be bullish across almost all of New England. And, I mean, this might still be a possibility. I'm hoping at least Philadelphia and New York do get in on some snowfall. But, I mean, Cape Cod, Massachusetts is near the waters, and it even is showing snowfall in parts of the waters. Look at that, 18 inches of snowfall. Wow, 20 inches of snowfall in portions here of the Atlantic Ocean. So, pretty crazy to see what the GFS model thinks. Maybe even seeing some isolated areas down here in Kentucky, maybe down here into Tennessee, and maybe even southern Kentucky could get on some pretty heavy snowfall as we do head into February 18th, maybe even just tonight or today. It just depends on how the snowstorm wants to play out. But if we look at the European model might show a similar thing. And yes, it does show still some pretty heavy snowfall across places like the Cape Cod, Massachusetts area, heading down into places like southern Connecticut, and then even back to parts of New York, still getting on some pretty heavy snowfall. European model wants to show that snowfall still staying down to the south, so still showing something pretty similar across Kentucky and Tennessee. So I would definitely watch those areas very closely. So definitely do need to watch those areas closely. Now, if we look at your total precipitation, which heads all the way out to February 18th, and as you guys can see, it actually does show quite a bit of precipitation across places like Kentucky, Tennessee, South Carolina, Georgia, even North Carolina too as well, included in some pretty good heavy rainfall. But it doesn't really look like the Ohio Valley will see much. Southern Ohio does seem to be the area to keep the eye on the most in the Ohio Valley, but places like Indiana only seen as much as 0.3 of an inch in some areas. But other than that, looking to stay completely dry, which indicates that drought development could occur, which will not be good at all. We do not want a drought event across portions here of the United States. I wish all the United States had a chance for some precipitation, but these areas back out west in places like Texas, even back through parts of the plains, just are only seeing around 1/10 of an inch of rain, and that's it, guys. So looking to stay pretty dry, and like I said, that can definitely lead to drought development, which, like I said, that will not be good if we do see that. Now, if we take a look at your guys' travel impact, which will be from today through February 15th, and as you guys can see, major impacts across portions here of the New England area. And even though the models weren't showing very much snowfall, we still could see some snowfall, which might lead to maybe some brief travel impacts across portions here of southern Indiana, southern Illinois, maybe even getting into parts of southern Missouri. Like, look at that, maybe a moderate impact across portions here of southwest Missouri, northwest Arkansas. But other than that, most of the United States is just in limited impacts, and that's really it. So looking to stay fairly okay for most of the United States, just mainly scattered moderate impacts are going to be the case, I think. But other than that, it's looking to stay pretty dry, guys. Looking to stay pretty dry. So we're still going to have to be watching these areas very closely for sure, guys. So I would definitely keep an eye on this winter storm. But thank you guys very much for watching. Hope you guys did enjoy this video. The models are kind of going crazy because yesterday some of the models showed as much as a foot of snow across portions there of southern Indiana. But for some reason they changed to pretty much zero snow across that area. So that's why I'm kind of kind of a little bit nervous on how the snowstorm will play out, but hope you guys will stay safe from the snowstorm, because I mean, we definitely could see areas across the Ohio Valley getting maybe up to a foot of snow, even though the models aren't showing it. So things like that could occur with this snowstorm, so make sure to be prepared for that. But again, guys, thank you guys very much for watching, and I will do one tomorrow.